Alright, here we go. This is, I made this map. This is a custom game on, I don't know how you want to pronounce it. I don't know how I want to pronounce it, but it is N-A-L-E. You can call it Nale because it is a Veil-inspired map on the Nesthorn tile set, which is, I was out of ideas and I just called it Nale. You can call it Nale, I'm not sure. Nale? I don't care. And it is going to be between the red team on the left side. It is happydeath and ProProProPro in a bomber and striker, and the carbon team on the right side, scullduggery and r3ddog in striker bomber as well. 15 seconds until, I guess they didn't ready up yet. Oh, I guess they're in a team, they're in a voice channel, something like that. Anyway, let's get her going. I guess Pro is distracted right now, I believe. Okay, there you go. So this is a 9 outpost map, no mid. Oh, and Pro and Happy are going for the bottom left first. What the hell? Okay, it takes a long time to neutralize that stuff. And Skullduggery and r3ddog are going for the obvious one first. This one, I intended for this center one to be taken first, and then this one, and then the corner, because it was a lot more heavily defended. But wow, with that coordination, it looks like Happy and Pro took it really, really quick. What I want to see is what they decide to go for next, and I'm guessing they're still going to go from mid to mid just because they're so close together, and it's easy to harass and all that stuff. But Pro's already taken this bottom outpost, and this Pepper over here is getting annoying, I guess. So I don't know if that is what I wanted to happen, but it's still focusing on the post. That's hilarious. Happy neutral, or sorry, harassing down here and actually killing a bunch of creeps. Bomber so annoying when it comes to harass because it can apply AoE and kill all of your infantry, delaying your outpost captures. Skullduggery trying to drop more Longhorn. Longhorn is not going to do it. happydeath still jumping around like crazy and probably will be able to get away here. r3ddog trying to bomb, but it's very difficult to hit a mech on the ground, especially with boosts with bomb. Especially with the current bomb mechanic. Not the older one is probably a little bit easier because all you had to do was hover over them. But yeah, it looks like well, actually these teams are kind of even because they're about to, the carbon team's about to take this bottom post. Although I don't know how the red team is, and why is happydeath just jumping around like crazy. He's just having fun screwing around and killing infantry, but will probably get killed pretty soon as it is a 2-on-1 mech versus. Actually, he's probably gonna be fine. He can probably get back to that post and hide in his units. There you go. And he's chasing away. Might get a kill on Skullduggery, but no, almost. That was so close. That was hilarious. Alright, let's check on what ProProProPro is doing. They have not even... Yeah, the carbon team has not even started on that top right yet. And are concentrating their forces here. Might want to just do a direct push down to bottom. And happydeath just trying to level up, getting kills on neutrals with the Blade Guardian Bomber doing tons of damage melee, and Pro is now going with the Dillo push to the top that has not been even touched by the carbon team. r3ddog flying around. Obviously, this is not the most balanced game, where Skullduggery is probably a much less experienced player. r3ddog, very, very experienced, very, very highly skilled. happydeath and ProPro, some of the best players to ever play the game, along with r3ddog, and I'm not even really familiar with Skullduggery. I do appreciate his presence on the stream and his the time he's taking to help test all of these maps. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Skullduggery. But even this is definitely not happydeath just playing around with Skullduggery, getting Longhorn after Longhorn kill. Where do you see the stats now? I guess you can click on this. No, oh, yeah, no deaths, obviously. And ProProProPro easily taking that top right. It is 60 or 70 or so. Let's say 66 to 33, so double upkeep for the red team. And r3ddog, I mean, this is kind of a pointless thing to continue with. Even though it's 4-2, which is like not a game-ending difference of outpost control, it's 64 to 33, so it's basically double. So I can beat Nyagaton. Okay. I'm not really familiar with Nyagaton either. I mean, I think he might have been in 1 or 2 games I've cast, but and hey man, I'm not saying you're a bad player, dude. I'm just saying that compared to happydeath, ProProProPro, and r3ddog, 3 of the probably, I mean, they're most definitely without a doubt top 20 players to ever play, right? And that's saying a lot considering how many generations of AirMech players there have been. Your skill is probably comparable to mine. And I would say that I'm comfortably within, like, the top 300, maybe? Maybe 400 to ever play. Let's say 500 just to be safe. So yeah, it's not a comparable thing. There are humongous skill differences between levels of professional athletes. Like professional, like maybe like let's take any sport that's 1v1, fighting, boxing, or MMA, for example, tennis, anything like that. Like the difference between those types of people, like the number 500 guy and the number 4 guy, it's just you can't even it's like they're playing amateurs, you know what I mean? Even though the number 500 guy would absolutely destroy any amateur, for example, just as an example. But yeah, hard to really gauge how competitive this map can be. I think I do have to add more random neutrals. It just makes certain things a little bit more fun. Not ridiculous like Crater, but yeah. And Happy Death just screwing around. You guys can end it whenever you want. 75 to 39. Skullduggery and r3ddog getting a slight chance to make a comeback in the game. Pro with all the tangos. Holy balls. They are going here. I think he just set a flag here. Or, a waypoint. Or a go-to. So, they're going to take the long way around, but it doesn't really matter. They're tangos. And these guys are distracted enough. So, yeah, these areas, like here, it's just way too open. I definitely have to work on that, but... Oh lordy, the amount of time it takes to make these maps, it's very depressing. And the runners, look at all those runners. Only one outpost left to take for ProProProPro and Happy Death. r3ddog and Skullduggery just, I mean, I was gonna say are doing all they can, but I would think that is the case in almost every game. Look at all the butchers. Yeah, so Pro and Happy just kind of screwing around. I definitely have to work on the terrain on this map, but I really do like the relative outpost layout. Distances, maybe this corner one could be brought in a little bit more, but I kind of like it. Oh yeah, that's true, Skullduggery got a head injury. Wait, are you the one that said that? You had the concussion? You said that earlier in chat, he got a concussion, I believe. So... yeah, he's out of his head. Fastball song. You guys don't know it. It's a good song. Mid-90s, I believe. Late 90s? Early 2000s. I don't know. It's been a while. Doesn't really matter. But that era is basically roughly the same to all you people, isn't it? So Happy Death, and Skullduggery. Okay, Happy Death just bombing now. But yeah, can be ended at any point. I think they're gonna try to get domination. I told them they can make it quick. Tangibility in chat saying it was a low blow comparing him to me. I agree. That was out of line. I should think about my comments a little bit better. Put a little bit more thought and care. And this game is going nowhere really fast, mostly because Pro and Happy Death are just messing around. But yeah, and it's really hard to gauge where the contests are going to be in this map. But hey, at least it's not as many outposts as Abandoned, right? That's what people hated about it. The only problem with a lot of outposts, in my opinion, is that income and upkeep and all that stuff are directly, heavily tied to outpost control. I personally would like to see sockets coming back. They'd obviously have to be rebalanced. But yeah. So this socket is associated to this post. Isn't that hilarious? Because it's like 4 units closer to this post than this fort. But then this post belongs to the fort. Or sorry, that socket. However relevant that is. Because sockets are not really utilized that much in the game. And I hope they surrendered. I think they did. I don't think domination damage did that. But yeah, if you guys want to try it, I think it's number 165 on the map list right now. I don't know if it's going to be like that later, but it is called Nale. Nale. You'll see it in the video description. We're gonna keep going, playing a bunch of random games. You guys are gonna see a big flood of videos, I'm guessing. It's areyouwhy, and that's game. You know how it is. You know the last part.